Hey, good morning, Emily. Right? I got Emily this morning, Tuesday morning. How are you, Emily? Now, I don't have my lights on yet, but I know the picture. How about the sound? How about our audio this morning? And let me get my phone turned on here. Hold on, Emily. Uh, so, good morning from the office. North Georgia's only live online morning show. Let's see. Sounds great. I like when it sounds great. So I want you to answer me something on the text message this morning. One, how you have me in the studio, Emily, cool, ready to do a sound check, cool, great. So one, how are you doing? How do you feel? And two, are you starting to get a little too cooped up in the house? Is it starting to get to you? I'm doing great, and yes, I'm bored out. I get it. I get it. Well, I'm not going to get. I'm not. I don't. I'm not being sad, but I had to yesterday. It's a strange world we live in. Yesterday, I had to. My dad is from way up in the mountains of North Carolina, in the deep mountains, and we have a family cemetery. And I had to bury my dad yesterday, and it's just really strange that you can only have 10 people. But listen, I'm going to go. I just sent you 80 pictures and some videos. I got my text right in front of me. And if you have something on the videos or something that you question or the pictures, let me know. Okay. And I'll see you back at 8 a.m. Hey, good morning from the office. I'm your host, BKP. We are North Georgia's only live online morning show. It's Tuesday morning. Have to remind everybody it's Tuesday morning. Show everybody, Emily, good morning. Let's show everybody how we can get in touch with the show. We always have our phone number right on the screen there, email address, all the ways you can follow us on social media. Now that you have tightened up, now what are you doing at home? Okay, I'm bored out of my mind. So what are you doing at home here, folks? On April 7th, 2020, the Holy Week, right? Palm Sunday, don't forget it. But what are you doing? Have you found the entrance to the house where the ants are coming in? Have you tightened up all the knobs on the cabinets? Is that done out of the way? You have that door that won't shut and latch. You got to pick it up because there's some settlement. You fix that. What else, right? What's left to do? I mean, if there's an upside to this, right? When we get back to normal, we'll throw that out. When we get back to normal, right? You'll be able to spend more time on the lake because that big to-do list will be done. I mean, you're putting the new shelves in the garage. You've checked all the light bulbs, right? Now, so since we've done all that, it's time to get back to some other things. And I'm going to tell you right now, I was thinking yesterday as I was driving home, I took an extended trip. I'm not going into that right now. On the coronavirus, I've experienced a little bit of everything that's happening and, do have a personal story myself on that. But as I was driving home yesterday, I was thinking it's time to get back to politics. Now, we have been coming on a daily basis doing coronavirus updates, talking about the parks. Today, National Guard, I think it's in Gilmer County. I think today, National Guard, Georgia National Guard, they're entering nursing homes to help sanitize them. That's right. That's right. And I was thinking yesterday, we've got to get back to politics. And the reason I'm saying that is we have an election coming up May 19th. It is April 7th. And although the coronavirus and you're being told to stay home and COVID-19 and you're getting these deep state media reports every day, here at FYN, FetcherNews.com, we have to introduce you to the candidates. You still have to know these candidates and you still have to make a decision. Now, give me a couple things. Now, I want to go over this, and you always like when I say stay with me, okay? First of all, number one, okay, I think it's time for Fauci to go. Now, there's some friends of mine that have been telling me Fauci I've heard Fauci's had to go for a while from some people. All right. And I knew Trump had to walk his way through that. But Fauci, it's time to go. Okay. Here he is with the beloved Hillary Clinton. Give me number 2, Bill Gates. Okay. Fauci, it's time to go. All right. That's one thing I want to talk about this morning. Now, I want to show you some pictures. I'm not going to give you the names, and then we're going to do a full segment on it because the media says that Donald Trump will not accept a dire, drastic IG report. He won't accept the headline. I'll give you the headlines. I just want to show you the pictures. Give me number 3. There's a reason we're going to do a full segment. 3, 4, 5. I feel like I'm on Sesame Street. 6, 7, 8. And then I'm supposed to say, like the count 8, right? We're going to take those pictures. We're going to explain something. We're going to put them in a box. It's going to be a segment we're going to do. You're going to want to stay with it. And the reason I want to do that is because of right here. I think I have it here somewhere. Stay with that picture just a minute. I will have number 43, CNN. Trump lashes out at criticism of his virus response. Okay. And let me give you and here, right here. I love this one. Number 29. You notice the pictures, right? Trump slams watchdog report claiming hospital shortages. Now, I'm going to ask you to do something today. I'm going to ask you to get back to the politics. I'm going to ask you to get back to, Congressman Doug Collins is going to be on here Thursday. I'm going to send his office a message. It's time to talk politics. It's time to talk opponents. It's time to talk what these Democrats are doing, okay? I mean, they are methodically lame. Republicans cannot be wimps at this time, wussies, whatever. You cannot be, okay? The Democrats are a lot of Republicans right now, I see backing off campaigning, thinking it's the wrong time. Democrats never wait thinking it's the wrong time. Democrats always push forward feeling it's the right time, and they do now. Now, I have asked you, see that? We're going to talk about that. Let me see if I got another one here. Okay, here it is, number 27. We'll get into it in a minute. Trump slams watchdog report claiming hospital shortages. All right? There's no hospital shortages, okay? Now, there's a couple more things we want to get into this morning, okay? Folks, now I'm not for sure I could say why. Okay, let me find a picture. I'm not for sure I could say why, but give me number 42. I know why it's intensive care. British Prime Minister Boris Johnson in intensive care. Now, MSNBC, I don't watch ABC in the morning. I only got a certain amount of time, but I'm for sure they did the same thing. MSNBC and CNN opened their broadcast this morning with reports that he is in intensive care. Okay. The Prime Minister of the UK. Now, MSNBC went as far, CNN did the same thing, but they went as far as, and I want to see if I can find this guy's picture right here. All right. Oh, this is CNN. Okay, he did it. Number 41. This guy right here, I don't know his name. He's in London. He's standing outside the hospital. He goes as far as, what if Johnson dies? When will the Queen has to announce a special election? That's where they're at. They're in front of the hospital waiting. My words, hoping. Okay, here's the other guy. Okay, MSNBC. All right, same thing. All right, he's outside, number 23, Emily, 23. British Prime Minister Boris Johnson moved to intensive care. Now, they go the whole scenarios. They got nothing. They are, I'm not looking for you to exactly like what I'm about to say, but I think by listening to the reporting that they're waiting on him to die. You realize if Boris Johnson dies, that spins a lot of stuff up. Look, these newsrooms, These people are garbage. They are trash. They're cold. They're nasty. They're garbage. Okay. So the newsrooms are not totally closed. They got to have people working these stations in the newsroom to bring their feed. But don't you think that these reporters don't have a poll or something? You know, I would love to hear that NBC, because I'd like for somebody to get inside and expose them that they, all had $20 in to see if, Trump was going to get the virus. Don't think I'm that far off. Okay. So they're betting on that. Let me move to another one today. And then the history lesson. Okay. Let me move to another one today we got to talk about. Okay. Number 37. Now, this is Evers, right? Isn't his name Evers? This is the governor of Wisconsin, and this is what we're concerned with. This is what we're concerned with in Georgia with Secretary of State Brad Raffensperger. Okay? Really concerned. Remember all those, boom, applications for absentee ballots? Now, what the media is leading you to believe this morning is all he wanted to do is move the election. Not true. We'll talk about that. We're going to do a segment. Wisconsin Supreme Court blocks orders by governor to stop Tuesday's election in state's latest whipsaw. In a 4-2 decision, the state court offered no explanation for the ruling. I'm going to give you their explanation for the ruling. Okay. The media is leading you to believe, if you're watching it, I hate to say it that way, the media is leading you to believe that all he wanted to do is move the election date for safety reasons on account of the coronavirus. That's all he wanted to do, just for safety reasons. No, it's time to get back to politics. They're going to steal the election if given a chance. If you don't stand up now, if you keep sitting, you've got plenty of time to sit home and get to work on the politics side. We have to work on this. Democrats are running. They're going to run us over once again if we don't quit worrying about the coronavirus and start worrying about November. Bottom line, okay? If you don't start worrying about November, and this is the disgusting thing this morning. Hold on, I got it here, Emily. Here's the kids' history lesson for a day. This is just, if we don't get out now, okay, you're sitting at home posting your coronavirus pictures of what you're doing now, the food you just prepared, when you're going to need a haircut, okay? This is the history lesson that they're trying to put on your kids, number 54 this morning. U.S. deaths, COVID-19 versus 6 U.S. wars. Now, who is thinking up, let's compare this. Well, he says he's a wartime president. So let's look at the wartime casualties, right? That's what they're saying, right? Total deaths, 10,916. The American Revolution. Now, what they did is they said in the same period of time, in the same period of time is what they did here. So in the same period of time that they put from the first death of the COVID-19 to now 10,000, there was the American Revolution for our freedom. That's interesting. Coronavirus casualties. And the war is against a virus, and it doubles against our freedoms. Interesting little scenario there, right? American Revolution, 4,435. That's all that was killed in the same span in the war. The War of 1812, okay? The Mexican War, the Indian Wars, the Spanish-American War, the Gulf War. If you put them all together, for those wartime presidents, there was 9,961. They are, I don't know how to explain any more than I have for years, the media, and they're evil. They are evil people, and you knew this was coming, okay? What did I keep saying? Every day, I've said it several times. Where's the polling data? Right? Remember back, if you've been with this show, I'm sorry to do this. It's aggravating me. I need a haircut, okay? Where's the polling data? Remember, not even a month ago or 6 weeks ago, every day we had, remember, seems like it was just yesterday, the Democrats had 9 candidates that the polling data would say, that Trump's approval ratings were X, and up against Elizabeth Warren and even Peter Pan Buttigieg, mayor of South Bend, Indiana, the boy who would be king. Where is he at nowadays? Yeah, you should do one of those shows called Where Are They Now? Okay. But anyhow, remember the daily tracking polls, daily. Trump's losing to every one of them. Okay. No more. They vanished. It's a vapor. The daily tracking polls are a vapor now that you don't see. They don't talk about approval ratings. They're not launching. You remember you had, I don't know all the polling companies you do out there, but Quinnipiac. When is the last time I've had to come on this show and try to pronounce Quinnipiac poll, right? Or the Suffolk poll, or this poll, or that poll, right? When is the last time? Remember? Why are they not buying? Let me tell you something, how these polls work. And we'll get a little further into that. You purchase them. They're polling companies. Okay? Now, let me ask you another question. People are home. I got nothing to do. Okay? 6 weeks ago, phone rings. Hey, we're so-and-so. Would you like to take just a couple minutes and answer a poll for us today? How long is this going to take? 8 to 10 minutes. We've got 22 questions we'd like to. I'm busy. I'm at work. Right, there you go. Boom. Now let's fast forward. This afternoon. What are you doing? You're bored out of your mind. Phone rings. Right? It's not the same boring person. I'm not being mean. It's not the same boring person you're talking to. Hey, Quinnipiac here. You got 12 to 15 minutes to, do a little poll? Hell yeah, I'm not doing nothing. I mean, I'm glad you called. What is your name again? Larry, let's get started. Now, can I do full explanations of my answer? Sure. Where's the polling? I'm serious. That's how it works. MSNBC, they go with Washington Post and they buy a poll. They pay for that polling data. Why are they not buying this polling data now to tell you how the American people feel about this? Why is there nothing on the screen? You tell me, damn it. I'm sorry. I'm tired of this damn SH asterisk. You tell me why there's nothing on the screen. Anything you're watching, it says, recent polling, do the American people actually believe COVID-19 is as serious as the government says? Recent polling, the American people sampled 800 sitting at home on their couch, were asked, do you think the order to stay in place, shelter in place, is constitutional? Where's the data? Not there. But, we have this data on the screen. But if you're sitting home and you're you're afraid of being considered insensitive, okay? Number 17, this morning out of the box, I said, I knew it was coming. I knew it. This comes up, this is at 3:02 a.m. Pacific time, right? What's that mean? That means 6 a.m. right out of the box. Morning Joe, Minka and Joe, maybe the two most evil people. Can we open an evil people jail and just convict their asses now? But anyhow, I knew it. When this came up, I said, I knew it. I was wondering the day, and it's Florida. 17 right at this morning, among 32 and 32 3,244 Florida registered voters from March 31st to April 4th, general election matchup, Trump versus Biden among Florida voters, or Trump versus Biden, this bumbling idiot. He's beaten him by 6 points. I knew it was coming. I knew it was coming. All right, folks, we got a lot to do. We're going to take a break. We're going to come back. We're going to start putting these into segments so we can send them out so you can share them with your friends. Take a break, Emily. Good morning. We'll be right back.
Hello, my name is Chad Watkins. I'm the manager at Larry's Body Shop. We are a family-owned and operated business and have been serving the North Georgia area since 1978. We are located at 1216 Progress Road in Ellijay, Georgia. Our shop specializes in collision repair and we work with all major insurance companies. Larry's Body Shop is ICAR Gold, the highest role of training recognized by the collision repair industry. It is estimated that only 10% of collision shops meet these standards. Our shop consists of state-of-the-art equipment such as laser measurement system, down-drive spray booth, spot and MIG welding equipment. All of our paints are mixed on site so that we can guarantee your paint to match every time. I know that having an accident can be a stressful event. We take pride in making sure our customers are satisfied with the repair of their vehicles. Our waiting area is clean and comfortable with free Wi-Fi and refreshing beverages. So if you're in an accident, stop by and see us at Larry's Body Shop.
North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds in North Georgia.
Ace is your healthful place for paint and home goods, tools, outdoor living, and lawn equipment. But did you know Ace Hardware of Blue Ridge is a little bit more? We have hunting rifles and accessories for your next hunting trip. We have Amish furniture imported directly from Ohio. And we have Ace Custom Woodworks for all your custom wood project needs, from cabinets to artwork. Ace Hardware of Blue Ridge. We have your new house in stock.
All right, folks, we're back. I'm your host, BKP. Good morning from the office. We're North Georgia's only live online morning show. Let me answer a question real quick. Somebody sent me a message and said, speaking of data, wait a minute. Where are you getting your numbers? Through yesterday, there were 89.10. Dr. Whaley gave me, and I think it's accurate, the live. So if you want to know where I get my numbers, if you just go to coronavirus.jhu, Hopkins University.ed/map. So easy. Google John Hopkins live coronavirus map. And it's live, it's updated. The US has 360. And I mean, if I refresh in this, John Hopkins has, to me, the most updated current information. So I refresh it and it tells me there is, it's going to tell me something in a minute. It's loading the data, as you call it. It says there's 1,360,039 cases worldwide. In the US, there's 368,449. And if you click on the US, it'll give you the death toll, and it has 10,993 as of now. So that's where I get my data. MSNBC is running some other things. Now, Emily, we want to do segments now. So what I want you to do is I want you to, you can keep that recording, but I want you to start a new recording, okay? And I'll give you 10 seconds to do it. Got a new recording going. So right now, the deep state, okay, the bureaucratic deep state. So every day, now let's think about this. You're asking why these daily pressers in the press office with the president and the coronavirus task force. One, this is the most transparent president in my history, okay? Now you got to remember, okay, he doesn't go in there and he doesn't tell reporters what to ask. So first of all, if you're out there and you're in journalism anywhere, you're a radio talk show host, you're a newspaper journalist, whatever, if you are dealing with a candidate that says, what are the questions before you ask them so they can answer, expose the candidate, expose the politician, and tell people who they are, okay? Because the president of the United States cannot get any higher than Donald J. Trump, and he does not can the questions, as I call it, and I don't allow it here. Anybody that calls in here or any candidate, politician, and says, hey, what's the questions? It has happened, won't happen here. That being said, they have the press conference every day because he's the most transparent president in my lifetime. Remember, this president likes to be on the go, okay? And I think the chopper is called Marine Force One or something, right? When he takes off in the chopper on the South Lawn or wherever. And remember, it wasn't long ago, on a daily basis, Trump's going somewhere. He is going somewhere in the country to hold an economic roundtable with business leaders. He's going somewhere to talk about urban development. This guy goes somewhere in the the critics will say yes, and a lot of it's Mar-a-Lago. Okay, good. All right, we won't count up all of Obama's vacations and George Bush at the ranch. But that being said, every day when he would go out to get on Marine Force One, he would take any question. The press would be out there and he would take it. He would do these 20, 25-minute, sometimes 30-minute, all by himself, press conferences right on the driveway as the president was headed towards the helicopter, right? So that's the kind of guy he is. Now he can't go nowhere, so he's stuck. He either can go outside or inside, but every day he's going to come out and talk to the American people. Now, the journalists, as they call them, go in there on purpose. There's a setup. This is my belief. You're going to think I'm way off the mark. There's a setup on a daily basis, okay, from the journalist, the jackass journalist of the day. And remember, yesterday I told you it was John Carlin. Here we'll have the clip. But there's a setup every day in there to try to get Trump to have confrontation. And then they could come out and report, well, he can't be presidential. He tries for just a couple minutes. And then all of a sudden, when asked a serious question, he can't handle it. It's on purpose every single day to try to paint a picture. That's what they do. They do not report news. They try to paint you a picture. So yesterday, okay, and we're going to get to the pictures because we want to do this. This is our segment, Deep State Bureaucracy. Now, we know Nancy Pelosi with Clyburn, right, down South Carolina. We know they're putting together they've got their bipartisan committee, oversight committee, right, to investigate once again Donald Trump and his handling of the coronavirus. That's what it's going to turn into. So what they're doing is they're rolling out, you get your pre setting it up, okay? So what do you got? You have an IG report. We're shortage of doctors' beds. No, we are not. Because what I want to ask you right now, so before I move on, there's enough, okay, there is enough cases now. The number of cases we have in front of us nationally. We all know somebody or family or friend that is dealing with this. You out there could tell me right now, if you try, of somebody that got it, it acted as a common cold, they were over it in 48 hours, and they're back to health. You could tell me of the person that died of the coronavirus, COVID-19, that they contracted the virus and they died, but you can also tell me they had a triple bypass heart surgery 10 years ago, COPD, a staph infection. You could tell me the underlying conditions. Okay, you could do that. You could tell me of the family member that is in the hospital for the 5th day. Okay, for the 5th day that is on oxygen. All right, you could tell those stories, and the reason I'm saying that is if you actually have stories where your loved ones are in the hospital being cared for, and they did not have the supplies needed, and the doctor called you, because let me tell you what's happening. We're gonna get to this segment, but let me tell you what's happening, because I know it firsthand. The doctor calls and gives updates because and I'm telling you, this is not different in New York, Georgia. The doctors are doctors. They know they have to communicate with the family. So the family is shut out. There's no shortage of doctors, hospital beds right now, okay? It's lies. The family is totally shut out. There's no such thing as visiting hours, okay? You don't go up there and visiting hours from 6 to 8, and 10 to 12 in the daytime. Not happening. It's done. No visiting hours. So the doctors and the nurse, the charge nurse, okay, they're calling the families and updating them. Oxygen level, vitals, whether they think they're going to have to go to a ventilator. I know this for a fact. I know it, right? Now, if you out there could tell me that you have a loved one, a friend, a relative of any kind, and you're hearing the doctors are calling and saying, I probably could save your dad if we had a ventilator. Now, what they will tell you is, and I know this for a fact, I keep saying it, but out there, if you're not new to the show, I do. What they'll say is, we don't want to put them on a ventilator. We don't want to have to. You got to understand, ventilator is the extreme end of this. You don't want to be on a ventilator. You don't like to have the oxygen on and it turned up too high, okay? And that's the concern. That's the balance. And I'm just sharing with you, that's the balance of the ventilator, is how high and how long the oxygen is running. Now, after a couple of days, if they can't start ticking that oxygen down, that's a problem. But tell me a story, family friend said, if we would have had a mask, if he or she would have had a ventilator, if we would have had a bed to put your mom, dad, cousin in, we don't have a bed. They're out in the parking lot, right? Now, let's go here. So, what are they trying to do? They're trying to turn it into, give me the Daily Caller video, Emily. The Daily. Do you know which one I'm talking about? It says Daily Caller, and it just says underneath there, medical supply shortage. If you have that, could you put that up?
Happy to expand on some of the really good tests that are coming up.
How long has that person been in government?
Did serve in the previous administration.
Oh, you didn't tell me that. Oh, I see. You didn't tell me that, John. You didn't tell me that. Did serve in the previous administration. You mean the Obama administration. Thank you for telling me that. See, there's a typical fake news deal.
You asked me when she was appointed. I told you when she was appointed.
You're a third-rate reporter, and what you just said is a disgrace, okay? You asked me, you said, sir, just got appointed. Take a look at what you said now. I said, when did this person, how long in government? Well, it was appointed in the Obama administration. Thank you very much, John. Thank you very much. You will never make it. Go ahead, please.
On the ventilators,
well,
maybe this is
terrible
best for Admiral Jawar, but can you tell us today how many ventilators are in the federal stockpile?
I'm not going to tell you how many are in the stockpile, but I can tell you that we look at ventilator use granularly every single day.
All right, we may go back to that one, okay? And yesterday you're hearing in the IG report, and you're hearing once again that the president is not taking this serious. So when he said, how long have they been in government? Oh, that's right, John. That's right. Oh, how long have they been in government? So I thought I would look. Now let's go to the one that says it's from media. You know what I'm talking about? The one where she's looking at the president, Mediaite. Is that it? If you got that one, can you push that one?
Despite the nearly 1.8 million tests that you say the United States has done, the Inspector General for the Department of Health and Human Services released a report today, a survey of more than 300 hospitals across the country. And the number one complaint from those hospitals were severe shortages of testing supplies and a really long wait time. I mean, a week or longer.
And did I hear the word Inspector General? Really? It's wrong. And they'll talk to you about it. It's wrong.
But this is your own government.
Well, where did he come from, the Inspector General? What's his name?
It came from the Inspector General
what's his
report.
name?
I don't know his name
Well,
off the top
find me
of
his
my
name.
head.
Let me know, okay? If
But-
you find me his name, I'd appreciate it.
But, sir, these are hospitals.
All I can tell
that
you
do
is
not-
this:
sir,
we put up on the
these
board.
hospitals-
You're going to ask the Admiral, but
These are
we are
hospitals
doing.
who say that they're waiting a week or longer
Fine.
to get their
Speak to
test
the Admiral.
results. Why
But
is
we've
it
done
still
more
taking so
testing
long?
and had more results than any country anywhere in the world. They're doing an incredible job. Now they're all calling us. They want our testing. What are we doing? How do you do the 5-minute test? How do you do the 15-minute test? So give me the name of the Inspector General. Could politics be entered into that? Go ahead,
This
please.
is our
All right, folks, give me the name of the Inspector General. Could politics? So what I want to focus on is, if you're watching any network, and this includes Fox, okay? Fox sells it in a different package, okay? They just do. I'm not anti-Fox. I like several people on the network. Don't want to get stuck there. But they sell the same thing in a different package. Yesterday, I heard Brian asked a question on his show. I was driving, so I tuned in. Hey, his radio show on Fox Network. And he was asked by a caller something like, the Democrats, like I would say, enjoying this. And it was a very good phone call. And Kilme said, I like the guy, but he said, I cannot imagine a single Democrat where this would have happened and taken place. Well, Fox has definitely told them, You don't go down that road because we know the lady on Fox Business that got fired. So Kilme's like, I'm not going down that road. Okay. But anyhow, we've heard testing. Okay. You hear that every day. But how do you validate the testing concern than none other than bureaucrats? She said, and I want to point this out, your own government. This is a report from your own government. The IG, what's the name? First of all, let me say this, okay? Never go into a press conference without preparing your questions and knowing the answers. That's right. Never go in. I mean, when I interview somebody, it depends on the type of interview. If it's an introduction interview to you to let you meet candidates. But if I'm interviewing somebody and I've already framed up some questions, I've already pulled the answers and studied those. Now that cat's out of the bag. What's the name? I don't know the name. What's the name? I don't know the name. Severe, your own IG, HHS, right? Is it HHS? HHS Inspector General report. Okay. Severe shortage of testing. Their number one complaint, severe shortage of testing. Do you notice the testing narrative puts the stamp on all of these whack job journalists that have screamed testing? Have you noticed that IG report, your own government, you don't accept your own government? Do you notice that IG report puts a stamp on the people that think every man, woman, and child, and maybe your household pet needs a coronavirus test? And then that way they'll know all your blood types, all your antibodies. I'm not going down that road. So now let's go to picture time. Give me number 3. Okay, let me pull it up. Office of Inspector General, the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services. So there's number 3, and her name would be Christy Grime. Okay, and if we click on her biography, Christy Grime in January 2020 became Principal Deputy Inspector. Let's see, Miss Grimes. Miss Grimes brings 2 decades of leadership and experience. From 2014, the Obama administration, Miss Grimes was Chief of Staff for Deputy Inspector General for the immediate office. Bureaucrat, way back deep state as you can get. Ready to rubber stamp, right? Now give me the next picture. Just go in the number order. Okay, next one. There you go. Gary Cantrell. Gary Cantrell is the Deputy Inspector General for Investigations, Office of the Inspector General, Department of Health and Human Services. Let's see. Since 2012, he has been overseeing the operation resources. Let's see. Mr. Cantrell began his career with this office in 1996 as a special agent. Deep state as they can get. As deep as you can get. Bureaucrats rubber stamping it. Give me the next picture. Gregory Dembski. Is that his name? Dembski, okay. Since 2012, Obama. Gregory E. Dembski has served as chief counsel to the Inspector General HHS Department. Let's see. Boom, 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 boom. Mr. Dembski has served in a variety of management and staff positions at the OIG Council Office since 1990. Wait a minute. Let's go to the next one. Just to look at this HHS. I don't know her name. I don't know. Can't you trust your own people? It's your government. Okay, this is Anna Fonts. Anna Fonts, Deputy Secretary, Auditor, blah, 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 HHS. Let me see what I'm really looking for here. I had it earlier, blah, 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 blah. Let's see, career. Ms. Fonts previously served 26 years with the Department of Defense Office of Inspector General. 26 years she's been hanging around. Huh, bureaucrats, deep state. Let me give you another one. Out of the same office. Because they're number one. They're number one. Shortage. Doctors are complaining shortage of the testing. Don't you trust your own government? Go to the next one. This is Sue Marin. Sue Marin. Okay. Deputy Inspector General for Evaluation and Inspections, Department of Health, blah, blah, blah. Let's see. Boom, boom, boom. Let me see. I had it here earlier. She has spent a vast majority of over 30 years federal career in the Inspector General's community. Huh. Damn, you say. This goes on and on. We'll do one more right at it. You can do this too. I'll show you where to go. You can read their old bios. Do the next picture. Okay. Robert Owens. Robert is Department of Health and Human Services, blah, blah, blah. Let's see how long he's been around. I read all their bios earlier. Wait a minute. Mr. Owens brings more than 25 years of federal management experience. Well, so here's what I want to do. I want to play the John Carl clip, okay? You know the one, the first one you did, and the second one. I'm going to do them back to back, Emily, one more time. I want to play those clips after we talk about the deep state bureaucracy here in this report. That is getting ready. They're going to bring the IG. What they do next is they bring them before Adam Schiff and all of them. Oh, my God. Do you know what I want to do? If you know what I want to do, go.
Happy to expand on some of the really good tests that are coming up.
How long has that person been in government?
Did serve in the previous administration.
Oh, you didn't tell me that. Oh, I see. You didn't tell me that, John. You didn't tell me that. Did serve in the previous administration. You mean the Obama administration. Thank you for telling me that. See, there's a typical fake news deal.
You asked me when she was appointed. I told you when she was appointed.
You're a third-rate reporter, and what you just said is a disgrace, okay? You asked me, you said, sir, just got appointed. Take a look at what you said now. I said, when did this person, how long in government? Well, it was appointed in the Obama administration. Thank you very much, John. Thank you very much. You will never make it. Go ahead, please.
On the ventilators,
well,
maybe this is best for Admiral Jawar, but can you tell us today how many ventilators are in the federal stockpile?
I'm not going to tell you how many are in the stockpile.
Go to the next one.
The nearly 1.8 million tests that you say the United States has done, the Inspector General for the Department of Health and Human Services released a report today, a survey of more than 300 hospitals across the country, and the number one complaint from those hospitals were severe shortages of testing supplies and a really long wait time. I mean, a week or longer.
And did I hear the word Inspector General? Really? It's wrong. And they'll talk to you about it. It's wrong.
But this is your own government.
Well, where did he come from, the Inspector General? What's his name?
It came from the Inspector
No,
General
what's his
report.
name?
I don't know his name
Well,
off the top
find me
of
his
my
name.
head.
Let me know, okay? If
But-
you find me his name, I'd appreciate it.
But, sir, these are hospitals.
All I can tell
that
you
do
is
not-
this:
sir,
we put up on the
these are
board.
hospitals-
You're going to ask the Admiral, but
These are
we are
hospitals
doing.
who say that they're waiting a week or longer
Fine.
to get
You'll
their
speak to
test
the Admiral.
results. Why
But
is
we've
it
done
still
more
taking so
testing
long?
and had more results than any country anywhere in the world. They're doing an incredible job. Now they're all calling us. They want our testing. What are we doing? How do you do the 5-minute test? How do you do the 15-minute test? So give me the name of the Inspector General. Could politics be entered into that? Go ahead, please.
Okay, let me wrap this up. Okay, go with number 3. Give me number 3. Remember John Carl, the third-rate reporter, a piece of garbage with ABC. He opens up the question just appointed, okay? He knows what he's doing. He wants to frame this. And I want, if you're out there saying, what is the big deal here? John Carl tries to frame like Trump just appointed this person, okay? That this person was not in government, just appointed by Trump. He tried to frame it that way to make this look like the IG report is basically Trump's handpicked person that did an IG report, and this is what they come up with. All right? Now, Trump said, quote, all right, where the hell is it at? Where the hell? I wrote it down here. How long has that person been in government? Just appointed, okay? Now, here's what happens, and this is what the president, if I was giving the president advice, to start going through, he fired the other IG inspector general, forget his name. Start going through these bureaucracies and get them out. Now, I do think we're kindly waiting for second term, and that's why these people are setting this up. They know in the second term they're gone. But I think the American people could be okay with some of this bureaucracy broken up now. So my suggestion is get them. See, in January of 2020, Christy Grimes became the principal deputy inspector general of the Department of Health and Human Services. Okay. So she was elevated up, and every day the president gets a stack of things to sign. All right. And somebody brings them in, Mr. President, we need to move these people into certain positions and put them where, you know, this one, it's time for them to be promoted. And I would say that Trump signs a stack of documents every day on these low-level things, and the consideration, okay, is not there of what this could turn into. All right. Health and Human Services. Okay. She's next. All right. Whatever. That's my opinion. All right. John Carl tried to frame it like Trump appointed her January 2020. Okay. And she's brand new. And then they say, hey, you know, your own government, do you not trust your own government's report? I do not. So I wanted to highlight that, not let it slide. We're going to take a break. We're going to come back. Let's go to Wisconsin. Let's go to Wisconsin next. Talk about the governor and the misinformation in Wisconsin that concerns me with our Secretary of State, Brad Raffensperger in Georgia. It's all about the election. They want to steal it. That's what this is. That's what this is. Take a break.
Circuit World has 9-piece living room packages at incredible prices. Get this stylish sofa and love seat, 3 tables, 2 lamps, 43-inch 4K TV, and stand, all for only $1699.99 or $129.99 a month. Or get this 9-piece living room and reclining sofa and reclining love seat, now only $1999.99 or $149.99 a month. These packages are amazing. Stop in today at one of our 5 locations and get the furniture you've always wanted at Circuit World.
I'm Jeff Riblett, President of Asset Protection Group. As a certified financial planner and with 20 years experience, I've helped thousands of families and business owners create a tremendous amount of wealth. Fortunately, most of that wealth has been protected. Don't allow an unforeseen life event, such as a nursing home stay or the next market meltdown, destroy your family's wealth. Be smart. Call me. Let's determine how best to protect your assets and preserve your wealth.
North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds in North Georgia.
It's been 4 generations of family ownership, tens of thousands of customers, and more Chevys than we'd ever be able to count. And more than 60 years later, when we say Days gets it done, we still mean it. With the North Georgia Mountains lowest Chevy prices, a huge selection, and outstanding customer care. See Days Chevrolet in Jasper, and let's get it done. Days Chevrolet. Days gets it done. Find new roads.
In 1981, Reed Nicholson began selling tires out of an old barn in Mineral Bluff. Little did he know that he had just laid the groundwork for the most trusted names in automotive services in the Blue Ridge area. In 1997, Nicholson Tire Center became what it is today, holding the same values of faith, family, and great customer service. 2 locations to serve you, and the Blue Ridge location is currently expanding to offer fast service and the largest U-Haul provider in Georgia. Nicholson Tire Center, Blue Ridge, and Mineral Bluff.
Hello, my name is Chad Watkins. I'm the manager at Larry's Body Shop. We are a family-owned and operated business and have been serving the North Georgia area since 1978. We are located at 1216 Progress Road in Ellijay, Georgia. Our shop specializes in collision repair and we work with all major insurance companies. Larry's Body Shop is ICAR Gold, the highest role of training recognized by the collision repair industry. It is estimated that only 10% of collision shops meet these standards. Our shop consists of state-of-the-art equipment such as laser measurement system, down-drive spray booth, spot and MIG welding equipment. All of our paints are mixed on site so that we can guarantee your paint to match every time. I know that having an accident can be a stressful event. We take pride in making sure our customers are satisfied with the repair of their vehicles. Our waiting area is clean and comfortable with free Wi-Fi and refreshing beverages. So if you're in an accident, stop by and see us at Larry's Body Shop.
North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds in North Georgia.
Ace is your healthful place for paint and home goods, tools, outdoor living, and lawn equipment. But did you know Ace Hardware of Blue Ridge is a little bit more? We have hunting rifles and accessories for your next hunting trip. We have Amish furniture imported directly from Ohio. And we have Ace Custom Woodworks for all your custom wood project needs, from cabinets to artwork. Ace Hardware of Blue Ridge. We have your new house in stock.
Sorry about that brief delay, folks. We are back. Sorry about that. Emily, it's 9 o'clock, top of the hour. I just sent you 3 pictures. So go ahead and get those ready for me, if you could, please. All right, ready? All right, so I got 3 more pictures. All right, now this it's politics time, okay? So we got to wrap this all up together to make sense out of it, because what are they doing? Now, the media will give you little spots, and this is a recorded segment here that we want to get up. The media will give you recorded spots, okay, that they want in different times. So you will pick up on it, but not piece it together. All right. So let's go back. Let's start here. Okay. Let's go back to the blue wall. Okay. Now, Trump's pathway, all right, they showed you this morning. They're starting to see if they can get you to believe that Florida is deteriorating, okay? But the blue wall is what they're working on, all right? Pennsylvania, all right? Now, if you have number 65, okay, ready? Pennsylvania, number 65, Governor Tom Wolf, Democrat, okay? The governor has done several things to try to turn Pennsylvania blue for whoever it is. He's done everything he could do with the coronavirus, total lockdown. Watch what happens. I don't want to spend a lot of time on Tom Wolf. I just want you to remember PA, and I want you to remember Tom Wolf. Now let's slide up to number 66, the Michigan governor, Half Whitmore. Yeah, I love it, President Trump. Governor Whitmore of Michigan, Half Whitmore, all right? And Governor Whitmore is being accused of playing politics, but they don't care. Dems don't care, okay? She has trashed the president. She has gone on every single show she could to trash the president. She's being looked at as the front runner for Joe Biden's vice presidential run, if Joe is the candidate, all right? He has guaranteed there'll be a woman, all right, on the ticket. And in traditional presidential politics, your presidential candidate is supposed to go out and be presidential, and your vice presidential candidate is what? Attack, pit bull, attack dog, whatever, right? So she is, if he would pick her, so you got Tom Wolf in PA, the Democrat governor, will spend time on him later. He's looking to make Pennsylvania blue. You take Christy Half Whitmore, if she becomes vice presidential candidate on a Democrat ticket, it could, a lot of people could be, a lot of times candidates, except for Al Gore, couldn't win Tennessee, but a lot of times candidates do win their home state just because they're proud. I mean, Georgia out there, I'm sorry to bring it up, you did vote for Jimmy Carter, but you're proud it's somebody running, and that's a good example. Somebody running from your home state, it's a woman, all the above. So if she could bring in Michigan, and then what if the guy Evers, right? Is it Evers? We'll get to it. What if he could bring in Wisconsin? So we put all that together. Now we go to Okay, those are the two. We go to, and let me get it here. New. Now, this is where the truth's not coming in. Stay with me. Media's not telling you. Now, this article right here, April 4th, it's Politico, April 5th, 2020. You can find these everywhere. New coronavirus finding battle over November election. Okay, stay with her for a minute. Oh, no, let's go to here because here we are in Wisconsin. Let's get to let's see, number 36. What's 36 say? All right, 36 says Supreme Court blocks extended voting in Wisconsin. They're not giving you the truth. They give you a little here. We got the governors working on the blue wall. We've got a poll floating. Trump doesn't stand a chance in Florida now. And we've got this Supreme Court, Wisconsin Supreme Court ruling to lead you to believe that all the governor wanted to do, now if you read, you'll find it, but all the governor Evers wanted to do in Evans wanted to do in Wisconsin was move the election. Not true. Not true. All right. Safety. Move it so you could be safe. Now, the key is vote in person. Okay. The key is vote in person. Now, Secretary of State Brad Raffensperger in Georgia is literally doing the same thing with Democrats concerning the May primary. Okay. Now, the odds of in-person voting in May, because people may still have a concern, could be down. So many in Georgia, we have the whole Republican delegation to D.C. and House Speaker David Ralston have asked Secretary of State Raffensperger to move the election out into June. And their position is to make it to where people will be more comfortable to vote in person. What we want to maintain is you and I going to vote. Okay. Vote by mail finishes the Republican Party. And that's what they want. Okay. Raffensperger's a Republican. So you have Supreme Court blocks extended voting. Now leave that up. New coronavirus funding battle. So this is in the battle of the money, folks. They want to nationalize your elections. And we've said this a long time. Cub fan and I, a bunch of us talk. I've said it for how long? He knows it. The whole thing is nationalizing the elections. New coronavirus funding battle over November election, your safety, okay? Vote by mail push by Democrats sets up new clash over coronavirus relief. Census is growing that Democrats and Republicans will soon hash out a new coronavirus emergency package in the coming weeks. But a major obstacle is emerging, the November election. You better wake up. Democrats are making a push to expand funding for vote by mail efforts in a fourth emergency package, rescue package, citing the need to help states prepare to hold elections during the coronavirus pandemic. This is just fitting right in. I mean, is this just a stroke of luck for the Democrats to come right out of impeachment? Is it just a stroke of luck for Democrats knowing through the impeachment? How many days through the impeachment trial did you say this is not playing well for Democrats? The American people won't forget this. Huh. Here's what can make you forget this. A pandemic. Why, it was only June and February when he was acquitted, and we're just now in April, but that's long forgotten. That pesky impeachment is now moved to bigger and better things. What a stroke of luck. Now, what the Democrats have wanted for God knows how long is to vote by mail, steal the election, ballot harvesting. You know the drill. Registration on same day. And then you'll have Secretary of States like Brad Raffensperger say, we will prosecute the fraud to the furthest extent of the law. Dude, you ain't going to prosecute Jack, S-H asterisk asterisk. You're not. Lord, I don't know what courts you're going to have available, but once this coronavirus thing is over, you know, the courts are going to be packed. They're behind schedule now. Let's not go into there. So soon hash out, but major obstacles in November election. Democrats are making a push to expand funding for vote by mail. Oh, Brad Raffensperger, please wake up. Efforts in a fourth emergency package citing a need to help states prepare hold elections during coronavirus pandemic. It's a public health issue, Democrats argue. The elections carried out are as usual could spread the virus this fall. Wow. And you've got Fauci talking about the second wave. You see, here's what they do. You got Governor of PA does this, and then Half Whitmore, she attacks over here. And then Fauci sets you up to say there could be a second wave. This will be a second wave. This is something we'll deal with every fall. I wonder why Fauci's saying that. And then the Democrats are using Fauci / this, and this to say, we got to protect you from the virus. It could flare up again. You know, it's like your tennis elbow. It could flare up. We got to protect you from the virus. So that being said, this is a major push. So let's go to, let me go to my Wisconsin, the other blue wall, right? And trying to get the vote pushed out. No, that's not exactly what happened. Let's go through the pictures first. Number 64. Breaking news. Wisconsin Supreme Court blocks order to postpone today's primary to June. Not to postpone it. No. Number 63, Supreme Court blocks. Now, it's the Wisconsin Supreme Court, okay? It should say Wisconsin Supreme Court blocks from extended absentee voting deadline. Give me another one, give a couple, and then we'll go over, all right? Almost there. All right, give me this one. This is a setup, folks. Give me number 45. Fauci, back to normal. Not possible without vaccine. That'll be a year from now, right? So Fauci is setting up for second wave. Fauci has said in the last couple of days this could be an annual virus in America. And once again, Nancy Pelosi and the Democrats need to protect us from touching those voting machines. Okay. I'll give you a couple more and we'll get into it. Okay. Give me this one. All right. Wisconsin Supreme Court. Now this one, actually, they flipped it here. The Hill headline, Supreme Court. That was dirty. The Hill. Here it is. Wisconsin Supreme Court blocks order to postpone today's primary to June. No, not what happened. Okay. Number 37, Wisconsin Supreme Court blocks order, blah, blah, blah. In a 4-2 decision, the state court offered no explanation for the ruling. Let me offer an explanation for the ruling. Okay. Number one, the Wisconsin Supreme Court, if this gets to you, Scott Walker, former governor of Wisconsin, thank you. Right now is when you out there need to look and see how important it is of who's on your courts, what they believe in, okay? Who's on your state Supreme Court. You always get concerned. Who's the governor putting on the state Supreme Court? You need to look at that because you're always getting concerned with the federal Supreme Court. and a 4-2 decision. This is what a conservative court does. Now, when they say they offer no explanation, it's a slam dunk, because what this guy wants to do, he wants to take your personal right to vote away. What's that mean? He does not want to allow you to have your personal right to vote. Now, if the legislature goes back, because he did this in executive order, if the Wisconsin legislature goes back, now that's why Brad Raffensperger has the right to do it, and I'll explain in a minute the difference. This guy right here can go back to the Wisconsin legislature and say, I want to rewrite the election laws and I want it to be mail-in. And if they pass a law and they put it in their state constitution, then the Supreme Court will uphold the law they passed. But he can't change the election, okay, with an executive order. And that's what he tried to do. He tried to take people's right to get in their car, go down to the precinct, and vote away by himself. But he's a good progressive Democrat for Nancy Pelosi. He's part of the blue wall. And if he could have got it done, he would have. Now, let's go to the next one. 36, New York Times, Supreme Court blocks extended voting for Wisconsin. No, they did not. Wisconsin Supreme Court said, hell no, damn it, 4-2. Okay, let's go to number 35. Wisconsin Supreme Court blocks governor from delaying state primary. No, that's not what happened. Not a damn headline is right. Not a headline says the Wisconsin governor, by executive order, attempted to stop you in Wisconsin having the right to go cast your vote personally. Not a headline, okay? And not delaying, okay? Number 34, elections. Wisconsin elections to proceed after conservative court blocks measure to extend balloting. Why will no journalist write the truth that this governor, give me number 33. All right. Why will nobody, Washington Post, nobody write an accurate article that this governor was trying to put in executive order law? Okay, we got to be careful with these executive orders, with these governors of writing law. Now, again, if a state has a legislative body and they come together and they change the election rules and they vote on it, then the governor signs it and it goes into the Constitution, or goes into the Constitution. I think the only way, I might have misspoke earlier. Woo, there you go. That never happens. I think the only way something can go into the Constitution, especially in Georgia, is by referendum on a ballot to vote on it. Wow, there's a pun, right? That's the only way. But this guy was trying to change your personal rights by the Constitution of Wisconsin to go cast your ballot on his own. So there he is, okay? And let me just say this. Where was I at there? I was there just a minute ago. Where is that old? So let's go to number 32. There's a reason. You may think this is circumstantial, okay? You may think I reach. But I study the media, I study what these people say, and I study what they're trying to pull together in a noose on the American people. Now, Fauci says when Americans get back to normal, okay, remember the word normal in there, okay, and how this next funding package, just remember that. And how, look, well, it won't happen. It won't happen. The people will not stand for it. You tell the people they can't go vote. Well, wait a minute. You told the people they couldn't come out of their house. You told the people you closed their business. Man and wife worked their whole life to have a business, and you said it's closed. They had to lock the door and say it's closed. You told what businesses could work, when they can work, and how they can work. You closed the parks. You closed all of the community centers, whatever. You closed them. And the American people said, I guess, okay. Well, they'll never stand for this. Yes, they will. Now, let me go out of one article, okay? One article here, and we'll finish this up because I want to do some other stuff. I really want to do some other stuff this morning. Because I want to do two things, okay? Leave that. No, go to the next picture. And the next one up. I think there's one of the governor there. Next one, next number up. No, backwards, I guess. I'm sorry. Go the other way. There, leave it there, okay? Now, here is out of an article, Wisconsin Supreme Court blocks governor's efforts to delay election. The Supreme Court ruled 4-2 that Wisconsin elections on Tuesday should carry on, overruling Evers' early decision to delay the elections until June 9th because of the coronavirus. Republicans have challenged Evers' orders, arguing that that move violates state law. Now, why does it violate state law? Because you're going to say, well, you know, you've been right here, and you've been right here every day talking about Raffensperger moving it. What's the difference? Big difference coming up. Violates. Evers has previously said he did not have the power to change the election. However, pressure mounted on the governor to take drastic measures to postpone the election as Wisconsin dealt with coronavirus and severe shortage of poll workers. Oh, wait, I'm going to bring it around, baby. Bring it around. Poll workers, right? And you remember the letter that was written by the federal Republican delegation to Washington, D.C. to Secretary of State Brad Raffensperger concerned about poll workers, right? Here's the difference, baby, right? Poll workers. House of Representatives David Ralston want to move it out with concerns. I'm going to tell you the difference, okay? This reads as though he is wanting to move it out in concern of poll workers. No, that's not what he wants to do. Dealt with coronavirus and severe shortage of poll workers because their senior citizens work the polls. Over the weekend, Evers sought to cancel. Ready? Hold on to your damn hat. Buckle your ass right there in that seat. Over the weekend, Evers sought to cancel in-person voting and hold the entire election by mail. So his guise of, I'm concerned about the poll workers. You do this, no more poll workers. We don't need poll workers. We need no more poll workers. In person. You don't have to go down there. In person. Vote by mail. Let me spin it to Georgia. Over the weekend, Evers sought to cancel the in-person voting to hold the entire election by mail. However, Republicans refused that request at the brief special legislative session. The Supreme Court decision means that in-person voting is back for Tuesday. So here's the bottom line. If Evers would have said, and this is where the media is lying to you, they are such liars. If Evers in Wisconsin would have said to the Supreme Court in his executive order, I want to move. Listen to me, Brad Raffensperger, okay? I'm sorry, I'm not going to be disrespectful, but somebody's got the power because this is what's happening and this is what they're trying in Georgia. Now, Brad Raffensperger will say, I'm not taking away the in-person, okay, in-person, but Georgia's taking first steps. Wisconsin, progressive governor's ready to go, okay? Here's the point. If Evers would have said to the Supreme Court of Wisconsin, I'm moving the entire election based on health concerns. I'm moving the entire election based on poll workers' safety. I'm moving the entire election based on the voters in person that have the right to come out should feel more comfortable in coming out. You may be reading headlines, Evers moves election to June. That is what you may be reading. Today, you're getting a report of how this Wisconsin conservative Supreme Court 4-2 decision against the health and welfare of the poll workers. because the Constitution says, he said, there's the Supreme Court, they don't have to answer. You don't have the power to take personal voting rights away from people in person. You don't have the power to take in-person voting rights away from people. So you have the election tomorrow, the way the elections are written in the state of Wisconsin, allowing the people to come vote, do their absentee ballot, whatever, or you move the entire thing. Now, they didn't give an or, but that's my opinion. And that's why they're lying to you. Okay. The ruling of the state court was followed by the U.S. Supreme Court, which on Monday night ruled that Wisconsin cannot accept absentee ballots postmarked after its voting day Tuesday, today. These damn piece of SHIT liar. Now they write the articles. Supreme Court, Wisconsin Supreme Court, stop the election, won't let it move on. Boom, boom, boom. No, here's what it is. The United States Supreme Court said, U.S. Supreme Court said, let me translate, which on Monday ruled the Wisconsin cannot accept absentee ballots, or my translation, Wisconsin cannot receive ballots that Democrats find in a box in the back. Why, look here, what we found. They cannot recount ballots post-dated after, cannot accept ballots postmarked after today's date, meaning they can't count. They can't count tonight and notice they're behind X number here or X number there. And it's a pre-trial ritual they can go through to see how they can make it work in November. And they can call Nancy and say, here's exactly how it worked. Oh. The in-person voting tomorrow will be dogged by coronavirus as well as several polling workers shortage. Yes, there will be polling worker shortage today in Wisconsin. There will be less people at the polls today in Wisconsin. But now, what did Wisconsin want to do? They lied to you. They wanted to take in-person voting. Georgia is right behind there, okay? I just have to tell you, you can read the segment we did earlier in the week, okay? Now, here's number 67. We'll end with this. Wisconsin explains a lot. Now, Brad Raffensperger, Republican of Georgia, Secretary of State, we had on the show last week. I continued to ask, who has the decision legally to move this election? And nobody will make a determination. Now, they keep going back to the legislature, which we know is not going to call a special session. But Brad Raffensperger made a deal, we will leave with whoever out of it right now, to secure the vote. That's what you're getting in your ballot, secure the vote. Democrats liked it. Stacey Abrams likes it. The fear I have is fair fight and all of Stacey Abrams' groups, okay? Obama groups, all of the left-leaning progressive groups, they like it. It's like Mikey and Chex cereal. They like it. Mikey likes anything. They love it. Republicans are up in arms over it. Republicans are not trying to move the vote into the next month for no other reason. I'm picking up after everything I read and everybody I talk to, for no other reason than to secure your right to personally vote and prevent ballot harvesting and prevent corruption in the election with vote by mail. So absentee ballot is vote by mail. The Secretary of State has made the first bold step to do vote by mail. An absentee ballot, you used to have all kinds of prerequisites, if that's the right word, or reasons to get your absentee ballot. An application was not sent to you. You requested it. That changed. He sent what, 7 million or whatever absentee ballot requests that. We have all kinds of concerns now where they're at and ballot harvesting. And our concern is vote in person. Okay. Now I will tell you this. I've listened and listened. I've watched. I do not early vote. And as you well know, I don't believe in early voting. But we watch the windows keep opening. Absentee. Okay. Provincial ballots. Remember that word, provincial ballots? If you show up, you just got to let anybody vote and check it out later. Early voting. A lot of fraud. Absentee. A lot of fraud. Provincial ballots. Or absentee provincial ballots because you didn't get yours and it went to the wrong address and you filled it out anyway or something. I don't know. What is going to happen here? Huh? That's why they want to move the vote, is to save your right to personally vote. When you yell at me and say, that's not what the Secretary of State's doing, you could still go May 19th and vote in person. It's the first step. And let me just end with this. Anytime Stacey Abrams is happy, just say it. So Wisconsin, the truth is out. You want to end a person's right to go push and make their decision. I think it's the only thing we should be able to do. No other way. Take a break.
Circuit World has 9-piece living room packages at incredible prices. Get this stylish sofa and love seat, 3 tables, 2 lamps, 43-inch 4K TV, and stand, all for only $1699.99 or $129.99 a month. Or get this 9-piece living room and reclining sofa and reclining love seat, now only $1999.99 or $149.99 a month. These packages are amazing. Stop in today at one of our 5 locations and get the furniture you've always wanted at Circuit World.
I'm Jeff Riblett, President of Asset Protection Group. As a certified financial planner and with 20 years experience, I've helped thousands of families and business owners create a tremendous amount of wealth. Fortunately, most of that wealth has been protected. Don't allow an unforeseen life event, such as a nursing home stay or the next market meltdown, destroy your family's wealth. Be smart. Call me. Let's determine how best to protect your assets and preserve your wealth.
North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds in North Georgia.
It's been 4 generations of family ownership, tens of thousands of customers, and more Chevys than we'd ever be able to count. And more than 60 years later, when we say Days gets it done, we still mean it. With the North Georgia Mountains lowest Chevy prices, a huge selection, and outstanding customer care. See Days Chevrolet in Jasper, and let's get it done. Days Chevrolet. Days gets it done. Find new roads.
In 1981, Reed Nicholson began selling tires out of an old barn in Mineral Bluff. Little did he know that he had just laid the groundwork for the most trusted names in automotive services in the Blue Ridge area. In 1997, Nicholson Tire Center became what it is today, holding the same values of faith, family, and great customer service. 2 locations to serve you, and the Blue Ridge location is currently expanding to offer fast service and the largest U-Haul provider in Georgia. Nicholson Tire Center, Blue Ridge, and Mineral Bluff.
Hello, my name is Chad Watkins. I'm the manager at Larry's Body Shop. We are a family-owned and operated business and have been serving the North Georgia area since 1978. We are located at 1216 Progress Road in Ellijay, Georgia. Our shop specializes in collision repair and we work with all major insurance companies. Larry's Body Shop is ICAR Gold, the highest role of training recognized by the collision repair industry. It is estimated that only 10% of collision shops meet these standards. Our shop consists of state-of-the-art equipment such as laser measurement system, down-drive spray booth, spot and MIG welding equipment. All of our paints are mixed on site so that we can guarantee your paint to match every time. I know that having an accident can be a stressful event. We take pride in making sure our customers are satisfied with the repair of their vehicles. Our waiting area is clean and comfortable with free Wi-Fi and refreshing beverages. So if you're in an accident, stop by and see us at Larry's Body Shop.
North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds in North Georgia.
Ace is your healthful place for paint and home goods, tools, outdoor living, and lawn equipment. But did you know Ace Hardware of Blue Ridge is a little bit more? We have hunting rifles and accessories for your next hunting trip. We have Amish furniture imported directly from Ohio. And we have Ace Custom Woodworks for all your custom wood project needs, from cabinets to artwork. Ace Hardware of Blue Ridge. We have your new house in stock.
Yes, yes, yes. I need a haircut, folks. I need a haircut. Just glad my mom can't see me. You know, the two things my mom would say, Brian, you need a haircut and you need to lose a little weight. I get it, Mom. Well, I got a text message from Michigan. I hope I didn't upset you talking about your governor. I love when Donald J. Trump calls her half Whitmore. I think it's hilarious. Now, here's what I want to do. I want to close out the show with some pictures, and I want to say this before we go. We just did what happened in Wisconsin, how they will not tell you the truth. We actually went over the truth of why Donald J. Trump told John Karl at ABC, your third-rate reporter, and how they the media is trying to frame that. We told you the truth on that. The deep state bureaucracy, these people in these jobs, 25, 30 years. All right, so let me go to this because I'm asking you this. All right, I told you I've done coronavirus. All right, I've done coronavirus. I have one more video. It's Fauci giving somebody the high sign. Now, the word is it's John Karl, okay, of ABC after he got blistered. That's what I'm hearing. But play the video where Fauci's leaving and he gives the high sign as he leaves to the reporter on the front row, John Karl. I know. Conspiracy theory. Fauci gave the high sign. Okay. We're working it. We're working it. We got it. Just saying. Fauci needs to go. All right. Here is Here is, let's do some pictures. Okay. Let's close the show. You know how we like to do it. Baseball. I got a closing statement you don't want to miss. Baseball, number 9. Major League Baseball Union discusses playing all the games in Arizona. For you Detroit Tiger fans, Yankee fans, all those fans that want to go to New York Yankee Stadium and hear Kate Smith sing God Bless America, they took that away. They take something away all the time. God Bless America, Kate Smith is gone, Yankee Stadium. And then you want to go down to the Atlanta Braves and get your chop on, and chop on, chop off. It's gone. No chop for you. Now we're going to take the games out to Arizona because, and let's see, I think I have it here. Okay. 11, half of the major league clubs hold spring training in Arizona, the other half in Florida. Arizona's advantage is 10 spring training ballparks. They have big facilities there that are very, very close. Florida is spread out. So there you go. Opening day. Oh, you'll be happy to know, number 12, draft will be fully virtual. Number 12 there. Personnel to separate locations. Here you go. Number 13. All right. Goodell, decision is based on a desire to have all teams operating in a consistent and fair way. Who's going to tell Belichick? Who's going to tell Belichick? I said that twice. I thought it was so funny it was worth a second shot. Okay, let's go to number 15. Let's go to the Graphics of America to try to have you in as much fear as possible. It's as much fear as possible. America, new coronavirus deaths Monday. New York, Michigan, you're rounding out number 2 on a one-day stretch. Way to go there. Boom, up 110. I take it serious, folks. Relax out there. New Jersey, Washington, Louisiana, California. That's the scary graphic several of the day. Here's number 16. These are the gatekeepers. If you're new to the show, I always say Minka and Joe are the gatekeepers of hell. I'm going to tell you, if you pass out of this world, if you die, if you take one breath here and another breath somewhere else, whatever, if these are the people at the front door, you got a problem. Just my opinion, man. Dr. Fauci on normalcy. I don't think that's going to happen until we can completely protect the population. It scares the hell out of me when people want to completely protect me. Yes, I'm telling you, man. Whew. I mean, I understand the quarantine. Let me go to another one. Number 19, New York Times Cathedral of St. John the divine, including the crypt, will become a hospital. Just saying. It's going to become a hospital. We got plenty of hospitals. Now, I'm going to end with something. You're going to want to stay with me. Now, I want to know. Oh, here's one. If they're making up lies, if a city council member, this is hilarious, if a city council member anywhere in the United States says something, the media will make sure they spin it up into something. They spin it up into something for you. Here's number 20. Here's Bill de Blasio. New York virus toll begins to show signs of leveling off. Well, wait a minute. Then why are you going to have to bury people in the park? Number 21. New York City considers temporary graves for virus victims. No, they don't. There was a council member that said it. And now de Blasio says we may have to look at something else. And Governor Nipple Rings, that's Cuomo. Oh, come on. You got to read page 6 from time to time. What else you got to do, right? The controversy. Does he? Does he not? Governor Cuomo of New York said, bury him in the park. I haven't heard this. That's not a bone your dog's digging up, or is it? New York City considers temporary, right? Here's another fearful graphic for the morning, number 22. Coronavirus in New York, 4,758 deaths. Let's see, that's like half of America. Lock the joint down, man. Just lock it down. Sorry. You know, we're going to try to work with one less state for a day or two. They are on Boris Johnson. Okay, number 25. They are waiting for Boris Johnson to die. He could be on a ventilator any minute. Yes, they are. This is the group assembled this morning at 6 a.m. to try to bring into perspective. Boris is 55, move to intensive care. Now, let me polish up the lie they told here. If you are oxygen and next stage intensive care, I mean, a possible ventilator, that's on the ICU hall. So the fear, okay, let me see if I got any more here. Okay, let me get one more. I know I have to have more ventilator fear. Okay, just stay with me here. I got more ventilator fear. I can scare the you-know-what out of you with ventilator fear. Well, let's go first of all, okay. He's in intensive care, number 42, okay. Now, yes, he's intensive care. I have a family member in intensive care this morning. And why do they move the COVID-19 patients to intensive care? That's where the ventilators are, okay? And it's as simple as this. When my mother would be in the hospital a couple months back, they would move her to different areas based on what the issue was. Dehydration, just general care, go to a general care floor where they can oversee her. AFib, heart issues, the floor in the area where that's the specialist there, okay? ICU, it's an intensive care, but wait a minute. Let me say this. It's not a joke. ICU is in ICU, intensive care unit, right? But it's also ICU. No joke. Because when you go to ICU, they want to be able to look in on you. So the nurse, there's a nurse dedicated to every room. In the other areas of the hospital, nurse may be physician and nurse may be dedicated to 3 or 4 rooms. And ICU, it's right there. And into the room, you know, there's a window and there's a nurse's station where they have their stuff and they're looking in the window at you at all times. So if, you know, anything changes on your vitals that's computerized, they can get in there. Now, the reason on the coronavirus, COVID-19, people are being moved to the ICU, that's ventilators. Ventilators are generally not on the general care floor. Ventilators are generally not, a lot of them, on the heart floor. And I'm not saying I know everything about this, but I do have some personal information on this in the last 6 months up to today. Ventilators are in the ICU. They have them staged in the ICU. If you are on a ventilator, you are critical. Okay, it's bad. They don't want to move you to a ventilator. But if you're on oxygen and you have COVID-19, they're moving you to ICU. So if that call is made, you ain't got a couple people that throw you in another bed, take you down the hall, put you in the elevator, and go up to the next floor. You're there. So this right here, British Prime Minister Boris Johnson in intensive care. I have a family member that I haven't called this morning, in day 4, might be in day 4, intensive care, has oxygen on and has been teetering on that level of going to a ventilator. And that's why they're in intensive care. So they actually are doing better. But this right here, they want to scare you, okay? Let me get a couple more, okay? Number 46. I'm running out of time. 46, New York still in crisis, but seeing possible plateau. Folks, we're not short on hospital beds. Number 47, New York still in crisis, but seeing possible plateau. There is the USS Comfort, right? All right. And they're now letting coronavirus. Here is the thing that has to happen. And I'm going to show you another one. Let me find another. Let's go to number 48. You see these hospitals that are being set up, these rooms. We showed you pictures yesterday by the thousands. National Guard being called up, set these cubicles up by the thousands. What happens when you don't see pictures? Because you will. It don't matter if there's 1,000 cubicles in this room or 2,000 makeshift hospital rooms here. They will make sure they put 2 or 3 in there and take pictures. Because the next thing you're going to find out is you spent your money. Here is number 49, nipple rings, Cuomo. Okay, New York still in crisis, but seeing possible plateau, effectively flat for 2 days. Well, wait a minute. If this starts to go flat, all of us have been taught. Now, I'm going to tell you right now, if you don't know about the curve, you have failed the class. Because we have all tamped down the curve and we've watched the peak and we've seen them tamp down. If you don't know that, you have failed the class. There's going to be a test at the end of this. I'll tell you what the test is in a minute. So if things slow down, who will he yell at? 51. This is his reaction. 51. New York City councilman may need to bury dead in the park. One councilman said it. I told you earlier. And he's like, I haven't heard that. That was a new one. 52. U.S. cities warn they're running out of resources. Are they? Are they? Do you legitimately know somebody that called you and says they're in the hospital, don't have resources? Or I would like to treat your family member, but we don't have the resources. Number 53, U.S. government report hospitals facing severe shortages. IG report. You remember we did that one? All right. Let's see what else I got here before it's over. Number 59, they love to write these headlines. It is true. It's serious. Boris Johnson, it's serious, okay? Coronavirus, Boris Johnson moved to intensive care. Maybe they're going to say Trump killed him. If the guy dies, it's Trump's lack of response that killed him. I get it. Oh, I'm telling you. Now, here, they had to go here. We got 5 minutes, number 61. I knew these were coming. African Americans in some states show higher death rates. Higher death rates. Let me tell you, look up Margaret Sanger. African Americans, you show higher death rates in abortion, and you should read the entire plan. Okay? Just had to throw that out there. Now, this lady, CNN loves this stuff, right? This lady contracted, she's a nurse or something, okay? No, she's a doctor. She got the virus. She got the Rona, okay? So the doctor's got the Rona, and here's what happens. So she videos a goodbye moment for her children. Seasons in the sun. Goodbye, Papa. I say to you, I was the black sheep of the family. All right, anyhow, too much silly, not enough time. So she does this. Give me number 62. This is Dr. Julie John, ICU doctor, stricken with coronavirus. She's on CNN. Kids, I loved you. Kids, I care for you. And then, where the hell's the kids? I had the kids. I thought I had the damn kids. Hold on. There she is crying. Where in the hell's the kids? I could have sworn I had the kids. Oh, here they are. Number 40. Right? Number 40. Virus has killed 10,900 plus people in U.S. Wait a minute. The tagline is the killing. You didn't die. You did it just in case. They're cheesing. Look it up. Don't take my word on this. All right, now, folks, I got to go. But let me tell you that I said there'll be a test, okay? I said there'll be a test. So let me go to number 1. right? Dr. Fauci with the lovely Hillary Clinton. Number 2, Fauci and Bill Gates. Okay. And let's go to which one. There's one here where Fauci's trying to explain. Let's see if it's here. Yeah. Let's go to number 45, back to normal. Not possible without a vaccine. Now, I'm not telling you to break the government's orders today and get off your damn couch and go outside. I'm not doing it. I'm not telling you not to drive somewhere, and I'm not telling you what to do. I'm not. All right. We have National Guard in the state of Georgia down at the Gilmer County Nursing Home, getting ready to go in, deployed, and where I live, deployed to sanitize the nursing home. I'm not telling you to break any of the rules, okay? But yesterday, I will tell you, I drove from Georgia to Avery County, North Carolina, okay? We went way back in the woods at a family cemetery, and we buried my dad yesterday, okay? Rona got him, all right? We buried my dad way back in the woods. And I noticed driving up, I looked at the empty schools. I looked over empty schools, going through Franklin, North Carolina, going through Berlinsville, North Carolina, Bernardsville, North Carolina, Spruce Pine, North Carolina. You could see the empty schools, okay? And the buses all parked. But I have to tell you, a lot of people were out. A lot of people were doing things. State of North Carolina had signs, COVID-19 update, stay home, right? Well, I couldn't stay home yesterday. I had to go up, and bury my dad. But let me just say this. Let me end with this, okay? Back to normal. The reason I have that on the screen, within 30 days, roughly 30 days, government closed your business. If you're a hairdresser, I need a haircut. If you have a salon this morning, you have payments on your salon, you have 3 people that have chairs in your salon, because I need a haircut, that's the reason I'm bringing it up. Government said you're closed. They told you, think about it, to walk out, lock your door, and put closed. And they will let you know when you can go, unlock the door, and say open. That's right. Government told you when you could shop, how you could shop. That's right. Government told you what stores you can go in, what you can't go in. They told the owners of the store who could staff the store, who could not staff the store. That's right. The government bureaucracy planned and executed an orchestrated economic collapse. Now, that same bureaucracy is going to be the ones responsible to move you and I back to normal. It's time to be careful. It's time to be careful and think, wait a minute. I get the virus is real. Yeah. I get the multiplier. It goes from 2 to 4 to 8 to 16. I get it. I get how tragic it could be. I'm just a little interested on how many of my constitutional rights and civil liberties have changed, will change, and your kids will never know about. I'm your host, BKP. We'll be back tomorrow morning. That would be tomorrow morning, Wednesday. We have to keep track of the days. Take us out of here. We'll see you tomorrow morning.